Alright, today we're having a look at the Clone Wars by ED209B. Alright, so here we are in the Clone Wars by ED209B. It seems to be a third-person shooter where Commander Cuthbert... okay, we got twin cannons. I don't know... Go for it! Yes! Let's do it! Let's go for it. How do I shoot? I'm hitting R2. Okay, so that seems to work. Are these clones? Are these clones of Connie? Oh god. They're robots? Okay, L2 does a rapid fire. Why am I having such trouble aiming? Maybe just because I suck. I love the look of... Oh, these are clone bots. These are not actual clones. I love the look of the character. And can I go faster? I can't seem to go faster. I can't seem to jump. Oh god, stop shooting at me. No, they're killing the hell out of me. Oh, stop! Oh no, my mech! My mech! My back and my legs and my mech. Can I jump back in? Let's do it. Why am I not shooting now? Is there... Okay, so I had to hit the R1 first. Also, there's no... I'm having like a lot of trouble aiming. And I don't know why that would be. Jeepers. Twin cannon ammo. Oh, well that's an important thing. Oh, I can go faster if I turn off the gun. Now, is that a different gun? Because I just hit L1 instead of R1? Let's try it. It's single cannon now. Do I want single cannon or do I want twin cannon? Why is it so tough? What is the aiming reticule doing? Like, you notice how it's just kind of up there? And I don't seem to be able to control where it's actually pointing. That can't be right. I mean, I must be screwing something up, right? Oh, we can jump with... boost with X? They did tell us earlier that we could do something of that sort. Let's do the twins then? That sounds wrong. I probably shouldn't have said it like that. Phrasing. Commander Cuthbert, great work dealing with the clones, whatever. You deserve a medal. Yes, we do. Here. Oh, well that is cute. I like that. That is a nice touch. I'm detecting more cone energy coming from the cookie refinery up ahead. Is that Connie's plan then? We must investigate. And we shall investigate. I just wish we could, like, shoot better? Where is our cookie factory? Pyong! That's the speedy jumpy sound. Trust me. Okay. I'm liking the look of it. Except for the aiming issue, I'm liking the feel of it. I just don't seem to get what's going on with the targeting reticule. Cookie refinery, sector 2. Let me in. Let me go out like a cookie in the sun. Let me go out. Okay. We want to watch our step. So I guess that's slightly more hazardous than it was before. It says V1 in the top, and I don't know... That was... We should probably have dashed over that, right? Because the dash is our jump. I don't know what that V1 is entailing. Oh, okay. Aye! Is there like an auto lock-on? I don't think so. Oh, no, it's just that's just dead clone. Just a dead clone. Oh, Pipple. That's not good. We totes died. Did we just die a second time when I was looking at the clock? I think we did. I'll have to go back and check the video. I'm not entirely sure. We've only got 44 seconds, and that's a problem. Boy! It's a one-hit kill! I mean, it probably deserves to be, but still. Ah! Spawn me, baby! Oh, are you back? We just hit him, like, no problem at all, so... Maybe there is an auto-lock-on, and I was just fighting it? No! Bisco! That's not how that works! That's not how that works at all! And we only got 13 seconds left. This is not gonna... We're not gonna Make it 9 seconds. We're gonna at least push over this jump and see if I'm thinking the right thing that I'm supposed to be thinking. Pyom! Okay, cool. We're gonna have to talk about this back at the hub, but it's pretty neat. We'll see you there. See yas! And we're back. And the Clone Wars by ED209B. And I'd say it's... don't know what's going on with my character here. I'd say it's a pretty decent on yellow square. There were some things in it in the first playthrough that I felt a little bit better about on the second playthrough, but I still do think that it has some issues that could be dealt with just a bit. Now, one of the things I really liked about this, and it's kind of a small detail, but it kind of plays into a few things that we've talked about in different creations that we've looked at, that for once we have a diegetic reason for the imp to be actually in the scene. I played in other creations, and you know, it's like a neo-noir or a fantasy or whatever. It's its own little world, and then there's the imp, and it really detracts from, I feel, the experience. It takes you out of what you're looking at. It takes you out of the kind of story of what you're playing. Here, all the characters are characters that are from the tutorials of Dreams. You've got Connie being discussed. You've got Cuthbert, who's giving you, you know, updates, and you've got your imp. So like, it makes sense that the imp is there, and I appreciated that. It's small, but I think it's kind of key to what's going on here. Now, other things I liked, I thought that the world design was fairly solid on. It's standard semi-dystopian alien planet slash factory, science fiction-y. But for all of that, I think that it's well handled in the way that it looks. It's got some nice incidental effects, like the flashing hazard lights, for example, that are going on. I thought that was really cool. The downed spaceship that we saw. The music is excellent, and I really loved the music, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to mute the music in the hub at times, you know, like I do in Little Bite-Sized Planet, so I can actually play you some of these tunes, because they're good. This one's a really good track. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the design of your mecha. I liked the fact that it was animated differently depending on what mode that it was in, if it was in combat mode or regular mode, the way that it would power up when you were charging for jumps, which you'll pick up later on in the creation, and all of those little details on it were really keen. The cone drone robot clone things, there's too many own sounds in there, but I thought those looked well. They looked cool as well, a little bit like wind-up toys, and the way that they kind of jumped and the way that their legs were set up, and I thought that was really neat. I thought it was interesting. I really loved the humor in the level, the little updates that the Commander Cuthbert is giving to you. The writing is really quite good for this type of creation. I liked when you would clear some kind of challenge, and they, you know, Cuthbert would give you a medal, and actually the medal would appear on your mech, you know, like a yatta, here's a medal. Like, that was cool. It wasn't necessary for Edie to actually, you know, animate that into it, and I imagine it took a little bit extra work to animate it into it, but it was a nice effect. It was a very small detail that I found really enjoyable to see. Another detail that was really cool, when you get the jump feature unlocked on your mech, on your rig, and you go into this little assembly, and the cage is rotating and lights are, you know, flashing, and it's all really cool. And then it does a bit of a video distortion effect when the repair is finally done, and it's just a really cool looking effect, and I like that an awful lot. There's a lot of positive things in this level, but some negatives going on as well. One that kind of was a bit of a combined issue for me, but the hitbox on flame, on lava, is, you know, it's pretty wide. It's really easy to get caught by. We saw at the end of the video where I was trying to make that. Do we see the second jump in the end of the video? I'm not sure if we saw the second jump in the end of the video, actually. But you're trying to make it over this gap, and it's just long enough. It seemed long enough to me that I wanted to be as close to the edge as possible before I did the boost over. We'll talk about that boost in a minute. And even though I seemed like I was well away from where the lava was falling down, I kept on getting killed by it and getting sent back. So, and there's a lot of kind of like reloading of the creation as your character is reloaded and respawned in. So that was a bit frustrating, and it does play into the issue with that boost. I didn't realize that the boost is not a tap and boost, which seemed to be implied to me in the tutorial, but I just might have misread it. It was actually a hold, and there's a fuel counter in the bottom left. It's cut off a little bit by my screen, but the UEL clearly indicates, I think you could parse out that that means fuel, and you can hold it and get a longer dash across, which made that section that we got stuck in the video a lot easier. There are other jump sections in the creation that can be pretty tough with the timing. There's one where you've got to jump up into the air, switch into your non-combat mode so that you can do the dash, which is an ability that you have. You charge up in combat mode with the X, and then when you let go, you jump up. You tap out to get into the non-combat mode so that you can dash across. And so you're trying to dash across this pit that's got lava being dropped into it, and the timing there is tight. It's really, really quite tight. And I ended up getting killed there, even when I had a better idea of like how I was supposed to be controlling my mech, and my rig. I still ended up getting killed there a lot, and it got to be a little bit of a frustration loop. So heads up on that one, because that's maybe going to be a stopping point for some players. Another issue that I had, and I think this is for me is a little bit of a larger issue. There didn't seem to be any way to actually control where I was firing. It was just a straight direct shot in front of me. No aiming. And whatever lock-on I thought was happening, there was no lock-on going on there. It can make it pretty difficult to deal with one section where you're getting mobbed up by enemies, or just in general, like when the enemies are getting closer, you've kind of got to back away from them so that they're in your firing arc. I've been playing Risk of Rain 2 a lot recently. I love Risk of Rain 2. It's an excellent game. You should pick that up because it's really, really good. It's early access as well, but it's not that expensive. So, I mean, definite, run, don't walk to pick that one up because it's really good. But getting used to actually being able to control where I'm shooting and being on top of the enemies, or using the Huntress character and having a lock-on for the enemies, to kind of come into a third-person shooter like this and not be able to have that control and not being able to kind of choose who I want to attack, it did kind of stand out to me, and it did make it a little frustrating. The one section in particular where you're actually getting mobbed by enemies, usually you're not running into too many of them, so it's not like a huge deal, but there is one section in particular where there's going to be a lot of enemies that are spawning in, and you can get pretty easily kill locked in that section, because if the enemies are on top of you, you've got a lot of enemies that are shooting at you, your health drops down really, really, really quick. So I would spawn in, try to fire at something, not know how to get my shots to go where they needed to be going, get killed again, and I just basically nibbled through that section with one enemy death to one death of mine over and over. I did better on it on the second time through. It was a lot easier knowing just in general I needed to keep my distance from the enemy, and I didn't have much control except for just where my face was pointing, and it did make that section an easier section, but still I think some kind of control over where you're firing would be good, because the creation at the end tells us that it is to be continued. We hopefully can expect to see more in this vein, more from the Clone Wars from ED209B. I'd love to see it. I did enjoy it, even with the parts that kind of stood out as negatives to me. I'm really interested in seeing where ED takes this. But it's a fun level. It is a fun level. Sorry, I had to swallow down a little bit there for a second. It made it sound a lot worse than it was. It is a fun level. I do absolutely recommend y'all giving it a play or two. The first time I played through, when I didn't know anything about what I was supposed to be doing, it took about 23 minutes. The second playthrough, where I had a better handle on what was going on, and that took just about 13 minutes, so that wasn't really a big issue. It's not a giant chunky level, at least not at this point. So yeah, give this one a play. It's only got about 399, maybe 400 plays on it right now. That's not very many. It could definitely use a little bit more love. But I think that wraps it up for us here this go about. So for me, Risco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, thank you. Arigato, arigasamurota, sayonara, see you, and ciao.